Howdy everybody, this is Grant here. It's gonna be kind of a video that's doesn't really fit with my channel, but this is gonna be a video walkthrough of me moving out of my old apartment. So this is everything cleaned, everything done. This is more for the leasing company and anybody else that is going to, is interested in renting from H2 Real Estate in Birmingham, Alabama. Do not rent with them, and I'll show you why. So the apartment that I'm moving out of is located at what they call Manor Village at 1842 Richard Arrington Jr. Boulevard South in Birmingham. So this is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and I was paying $850 a month for this. So the building is extremely old. I think it's at least 80 years old, and there's no insulation in the walls. I'll go into a little bit more detail about that, but here is the I'm just gonna do a walkthrough and just kind of show you everything that's wrong and has been wrong and hasn't been fixed since living here. All right, so we're right here. This is the front door. I had a problem with there being leaks in the ceiling up here. Let me shut this light off so maybe you can see a little better. Yeah. So you can see where it was leaking here, and there was a crack here, and you can see where water was leaking around the light fixture. And the maintenance crew was also leaking up above this front door. Now the maintenance crew that came in and fixed it, quote unquote, their version of fixing leaks is just to put mud over it and then that's it. So, you can see how there's different colors here. So I'm sure I will get hit with some type of charge for that, even though I didn't do anything. When I moved in, right here, above this third window over here, it was leaking from up in here, down the blinds, and onto this here. And you can see, I think they've been out here 2 times to patch this, and the problem is still there. Literally all they do, I mean, you can see the professional craftsmanship here. It's just falling apart. You can see where the water has been going down the wood here, and that's pretty soft. You can see right there where the paint's coming up. And since this building is on a cliff, there's cracks in every wall and everything. But like, you can see how it's bending up right here. I guess from where the building is pushing up. So none of the windows open, nothing like that. Let me see what else. Yeah, so there's cracks. I'm not really sure what's going on with the drywall here, but it's just a really shitty job. There's a crack right there, going all the way along, crack in the wall there, crack there. And this is from the building settling as it's moving down the cliff that it's built on. So you can see, I'll actually come all the way over here. I'm standing in the kitchen right now, but you can see how nothing is straight here. None of the walls are straight. This one's tipping this way. This whole, like from here over, this whole building is just leaning a little bit. So yeah, you can see how the blinds are sitting crooked, and sorry, I just got a phone call there. So as I was saying, you can see where pretty much everything here is just sitting crooked. This has been a problem this entire year. This corner right here is leaking. And I talked to the rental agency, I talked to H2, and they had a roofer come out and look at it, because I said, it's in the corner, I'll show you this too here in a little bit, but above the ceiling, the ceiling is like, I'm on the ground floor, and above me, there's like this terrace area with like a plastic sheeting type of roofing. And you can see where the water over here on the top, kind of puddles. and they had a roofer come out and tell me, oh, well, it's not the roofing problem. You know, the roof is perfectly fine, blah, 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 and then just never fixed it. So right here, you can see where the water's coming in, and then all of the sheetrock is, you know, the paper on the outside of the sheetrock is peeling, and, you know, where the water is stained, it comes all the way down to here. And then above that, all of that right there is mold that's growing on the, you know, on the ceiling from where all the moisture's coming in. So you can, over here, there's a lot of mold growing right here. So, you know, pretty much all of that, that's all mold that's growing on the walls. And I had problems while I was living here of like shirts and hats and stuff like that growing mold on them. So, you know, I've had to throw out some clothing because there's just so much mold in the air, and the wood underneath, you know, this whole building is just so full of mold that it causes, you know, and the humidity is so high, and there's no insulation, so it's cold and moist that it just, you know, it just messes up your stuff. So here's another window right here. You can see how it's sitting crooked. Let's see what else here. So yeah, so there's that water leak. Didn't have any problems with this wall here, surprisingly. Again, none of that is straight or level. It's all crooked. I had a leak right here to where there was a puddle, like a bubble in the sheetrock. So to fix this, the guy just put some mud over it, and you can actually see right there, if it'll focus, and you can see where it's kind of starting to leak again. So, you know, grade A fix to the problem. A lot more mold growing in the corner here. Right here, you can see where, since this end of it, of the apartment, is starting to shift down this way, how there's cracks in every door frame, right here, right there. Right here, I marked this when I moved in. Damn it, what the fart? There it is, okay. So, right here, there's a soft spot in the floor, because there's literally nothing under here. I'll show you, but, you know, this flooring in here, in the kitchen, I think it's just sitting on top of like some very thin plywood, and then the truss is going across. So right here, there's a soft spot. Like, you know, when you step on it, you can feel the floor give in, and you can see where it started to crack from the, you know, from literally just normal wear and tear. Just walking in here cracked the floor. That window is not straight at all. Oh yeah. So yeah, you can see how the frame is just separating itself right there. When I moved in, this dishwasher didn't work. It wasn't connected to power at all. This door here, you can see right here where it's like a different color here. So when I moved in, the very first day, when I did my initial walkthrough, I marked on the sheets where you're supposed to, you know, write down any damage. There was literally water running down this entire wall. Like, it was ridiculous. And I told the guy about it. I said, you know, there's obviously water coming down. And he said, oh, no problem. We'll get somebody out here immediately to fix it. Never fixed it. I submitted work orders over and over and over again to fix this exact problem and the other ones. And the maintenance guys would come in while I was at work. They would fix all the small ones, the easy ones to do like that, or like, you know, just throw some mud on that window over there. And then they would just completely ignore this. I would send pictures. I would tell them exactly where it is in the apartment, and they never fixed it. This part right here, it was this part of the ceiling, it was leaking down. So the water was leaking, and it was causing the sheetrock to sag. and they never actually nailed anything. They never nailed this part of the sheetrock up. It was just liquid nailed onto the rotting wood underneath it. So it was hanging down so bad that one day I came in and, you know, just barely opened this door, and the whole thing just fell down. There was sheetrock all over the ground. You know, it just pissed me off. And then this is the repair that they did. Look, you can see where the moisture is still coming in. And like when you feel this, you know, you can feel where there's obviously like water underneath. So, or where water has been. So they barely fixed it. They just did a terrible job. Right here, you can see where it's leaking in the corner again because the water puddles in that corner. Right there, again. So there's that problem. Come in here. This bathroom actually isn't that bad, but here's another issue of just the shoddy workmanship of these people. So you can see right there, there's expanding foam that they've used to fill the gap around the shitty ass window that they left in. Instead of putting a new window in, you know, like when you renovate a place like this, you know, usually you put new windows in it. But since the building is so old and so just screwed up, they had to leave that in and then just fill in with expanding foam. I mean, look at that. Look at the laziness to not even try and properly put that in there, and then just to leave it like that. I mean, come on. Come under here, and there's just screws. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That is awful. Again, with the expanding foam just to fill in all the holes. This faucet here, that's the cold side works, but whenever you have the water on, because I've had to turn this off because of this exact problem. Come over here. Well, it's working now, surprisingly. But before, you know, off and on, it would just, whatever the valve in there is just, this is such a cheap faucet that it just never shut off. Let's see, this mirror here is like taped to the wall. Like I'm pretty sure you can, I don't know if you can see it back there, but they've just used like HVAC, like tape, and just doubled it over and stuck that on the wall, I'm pretty sure. Everywhere there are nail holes from where the, you know, everything is just expanding. Let's see, this is part of an issue. So they, one of the main issues with this place is there's no insulation in the walls because it's so old. And they put in a new HVAC system, but whoever put it in wrong, because it just consumes so much electricity, and it would burn, you know, this is the breaker right here, and it would pop this breaker in like 30 minutes from running the heat. So I complained about I have email threads from the entire time I've been here discussing this. But anyway, another small thing. It was popping this breaker again after they fixed it, and I submitted a work order, and they said that they put in a new breaker. And like you can see here on the diagram, heat is the second one up. 1, 2. In what world is that a new breaker? They said they put in a new breaker, and that is the new one. I don't know. What do I know? I'm not an electrician, but that doesn't look new to me. Coming in here. This is actually not too bad. I don't know why my phone won't focus. All right, we're back. So, I mean, just stuff like that, to where the holes are just falling out, and You know, it's just a really awful job they did renovating this place. So, I mean, that pretty much wraps it up for in here. And like, I'll show you, this is like a brand new air handler that's in here. And also, the way that the vents are put in this place, it doesn't do anything at all. So you have one vent there for this room. You have one vent there that's, I guess, supposed to heat this part or control this part. You have a vent in here. For some reason, there's a heat vent right there. And then you have one in the bedroom. And really all this air conditioning system does is just do this bedroom. So it's basically useless for the entire part of the apartment. All right, let me take you outside here so I can just show you some of the other things here. All right, we're focused. So whenever you first walk into the apartment here, that is what you see. I mean, just a professional repair right there. You know, everything is just cracked and falling down. The stucco's coming off the lath and plather. That's some of my junk right there. But you can see, so these windows are very old. These are the new air conditioners that they put in, but they wired them up wrong. There's a hole going underneath the apartment there that I've seen like possums and stuff run up under there. Like these windows are so thin. They don't do anything. Ugh. Come over here. I mean, that's just sitting there. It's not doing anything. There was one window here. Which one is it? I don't know. One of these windows here. It's not even sitting in the frame. It's just like not doing anything. Nice. And so you come over here, and you can see how the building is shifting. So like you can see how we're on a slope here. And look at the way the foundation is just separating like that. This whole part of the building is just sliding down the hill. See right there where it's cracked and the whole thing is falling. This is the retaining wall that's holding up the building. I mean, that is just awesome. This whole thing is just bowed out and falling. I mean, it's hard to see on camera, but like you can see how it's just this whole thing is just sliding down this way. Then you would come and walk along in here, and they've used expanding foam to fill in the gap from where the concrete sidewalk is falling this way. So you can see this gap here. It runs all the way along. All right, so here I am. The apartment is right there. This is directly under it. There's just a hole. The whole crawl space is just open and exposed. So, I mean that's just unbelievable. So whenever you're in the apartment in the winter, you can feel the cold air coming up through the floor, and it's because there's literally nothing preventing the air from just going underneath the building and then just coming up through. And I'm on the ground floor. That's absolutely insane. Right there you can see more cracks where the building is just sliding down. All right, so that about wraps it up. I mean, I'm sure there's stuff that I missed, but it's been an awful experience working with this company. They promise you literally anything just to make you sign the lease, and then once you get in here, They don't give a shit about you. They don't care. They're only in this to make money. They don't care about a single one of their tenants. And it's just an awful experience. So if you're moving to Birmingham, or you're moving inside of Birmingham, the worst decision, one of the worst things you can do, is sign a lease with H2 Real Estate. They have gleaming reviews online, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them are fake. And it's just, my experience has been terrible with this company. Do not rent from them. You will not have a great experience. So, thank you.